Y'all blew up my comments asking me to check out this video. How strong is SCP-682 by Chuck? Hopefully this video is the right one. Lately y'all been telling me the videos I pick is ass, and I'm sorry for that. But let's get into the video.
When it comes to the SCP multiverse, few beings are as menacing, as overpowered, as adaptable, or as hateful as SCP-682.
He the big boss.
Destroy reptile abomination that the famous SCP Foundation has tried to exterminate at all costs with virtually anything you can think of.
Too dangerous.
But how strong is this proposed child of the Scarlet King?
Scarlet King?
What are its resistances?
What's that? I think y'all been asking me to check out the Scarlet King video. I might check that out next. Let me know in the comments below if y'all want me to check it out. Also, what gender is SCP-682? I don't want to misgender the creature.
What has it adapted to? And is there any way to truly kill this being?
Let me know.
In this video, I'll provide a composite overview of SCP-682's feats and other stuff to decipher just how strong SCP-682 really is.
Okay, sir.
First off, let's go over some quick lore for SCP-682. It depends on the canon, but it's either the child of Azieb, one of the wives of the Scarlet King.
What the hell is that? One of the who? The wives? What? That's a woman? That's a woman? Nah, he gotta be trolling me, bro. Bro has to be trolling me. This cannot be a woman, man.
It depends on the canon, but it's either the child of Azieb, one of the wives of the Scarlet King.
That's the Scarlet King. I'm slow. I thought he was putting up a picture of the wife. That's the Scarlet King, right? If that's a woman, that is the ugliest woman ever.
The deceitful snake of the Garden of Eden, or it's just straight up an otherworldly amalgamation of a lot of concepts. It's been called many names, like these on screen right here.
What? That's a lot of names, bro. You couldn't say it for me? You know I'm a little slow. I can't read. Gauliers, Hooris. I'm not saying all these names, bro. It's on screen. Y'all read it out.
But what is SCP-682 and its containment procedures? SCP-682 is basically the Keter Doomsday of the SCP universe. It can adapt against abilities, absorb them, and absolutely hates humanity, as its lore reveals.
Why?
As we'll touch upon shortly, SCP-682 has a wide menagerie of things it has adapted to. But its one weakness is hydrochloric acid, which is present at its cell the whole time.
Okay.
There is a reason for why SCP-682's only weakness is hydrochloric acid, but we'll get to that part when we get to it.
Okay.
SCP-682 has counteracted the effects of SCP-409, a large quartz crystal that crystallizes anything it touches.
It beat that?
Although it was greatly hurt and over 62% of it basically became crystallized, it adapted to it and became immune to SCP-409 altogether.
No wonder y'all was saying this is Maharaga. This is literally Maharaga. It adapts to anything. What the fuck is this lizard, bro? And someone put in the comments that this can be any of my favorite anime characters. I think not. I think Rimuru will beat him. You know, the slime has to be able to beat this, bro. Let me know in the comments below if y'all agree. I believe Rimuru can beat 682.
Which is crazy since no means have been found to stop the crystallization process. SCP-682 has also encountered SCP-63.
A toothbrush? There's an SCP toothbrush? Yo, what is this lore, bro? There's no way that there's an SCP toothbrush out here. There's no way.
An anomalous toothbrush that can seemingly break down all organic and inorganic material into non-existence. However, as you might have guessed, SCP-682 managed to regenerate after 20% of its body mass was lost to the toothbrush. In its battle with SCP-173, although it did get ripped apart by the statue, it later managed to grow several sets of eyes so it could always maintain eye contact with it and prevent it from attacking it.
Wow.
It also developed a set of armor to counteract SCP-173's strength, which proved to be so durable that even high-caliber bullets were unable to pierce through it. SCP-738-2, an entity that does deals, was asked, "What would you want in exchange for permanently destroying the entity which we refer to as SCP-682, while leaving this planet, its biosphere, its human population, its human civilization, the SCP Foundation, and the rest of the universe intact?" And the entity stated, "Your foundation couldn't afford it, and you personally definitely couldn't afford it," and did not respond further.
I'm very confused. What does that mean? Hold on, bro. I am very confused. I gotta run that back. I'm sorry, y'all.
SCP-738-2, an entity that does deals, was asked, "What would you want in exchange for permanently destroying the entity which we refer to as SCP-682, while leaving this planet, its biosphere, its human population, its human civilization, the SCP Foundation, and the rest of the universe intact?" and the entity stated, your foundation couldn't afford it, and you personally definitely couldn't afford it.
So the entity that does deals has a law of equivalent exchange. That's what it seems like. And to kill the entity known as 682, the SCP Foundation couldn't exchange anything large enough to kill it because that's humanly impossible. Is that right? Now, I know I said a lot of big words. Sometimes I am smart, but that seems like what it is. They try to make a deal of equivalent exchange and it didn't work because the SCP Foundation could not give anything equivalent to killing 682. Oh my God, I feel like a fucking scholar in this bitch, you feel me? Oh my God, that's the smartest thing I've ever said on this channel, bruh. I'm a genius, I'm a genius.
It even went up against SCP-743, an anomalous, seemingly always flowing chocolate fountain that houses an ant colony.
What?
SCP-682 decided to lap up the heavenly nectar until ants started basically swarming it and reduced its body mass to over 79%. But of course, SCP-682 was still alive, and it developed an anteater-like tongue that allowed it to feed on the chocolate fountain and lap up its ant protectors without difficulty.
Of course.
The even crazier thing is that there
is that a Snorlax? Hey, buddy, they got you in the video, bro. My nigga, you made it. You famous. You famous. That's you, bro. That is literally you, bro. How does it feel to be known by the world as one of the creatures to try to defeat SCP-682? Tell the people.
Someone get me out of this room.
Wow. Fucking amazing, huh? Very profound words from my friend Snorlax.
The even crazier thing is that there's this other SCP, SCP-826, a bookend that basically creates a dimension with the setting of a book that's placed between it. And the book in question was titled, The Generally Nice, Friendly Thing That Can and Will Kill SCP-682 Permanently if it does so much as spots that damn lizard.
Is that all that?
Although SCP-682 did
That's
have
a very long title. I'm not gonna lie. I would never read this book. You know, TikTok been frying my brain, so you know this is never getting read.
682 permanently if it does so much as spots that damn lizard. Although SCP-682 did have an epic battle with the entity as described in the story, it managed to come out alive, and the book was retitled as A Generally Nice, Friendly Thing That Tried to Kill SCP-682 Permanently, but failed.
What the SCP-682 just changed the title of a book? I'm not gonna lie, SCP-682 got my respect. I know I was hating on it last video, but you literally changed the title of a book that was made to kill you. I'm not gonna lie. 682 might be the most powerful one besides Scarlet King, whoever that is, because y'all keep telling me check him out. I have no idea what that is. But this is crazy. He adapted to a book and made the book change its title. I can't hate on it no more, bro. That's masterclass performance.
Basically, the plot itself was meant to make SCP-682 lose, but it counteracted even that and wrote itself as the victor.
That's crazy.
SCP-96, the seemingly indestructible humanoid, was also exposed to SCP-682, in which they had an epic battle for over a day straight, until both of them refused to attack each other further, with SCP-682 managing to survive and regenerate back to normal after being reduced to over 85% of its initial body mass.
That's pretty good. Shy Guy didn't do that bad. Shy Guy did pretty well. 85%, that seems like the most damage that SCP-682 has taken from an enemy, so I think he did pretty well.
One of its most insane feats is his experience with SCP-536, a chamber with multiple dials that affects attributes of the universe, such as the speed of light, strong nuclear forces, and fundamental charges. SCP-682 was put into a chamber until its body disintegrated to the point it had decreased to 1% of its normal size and became a previously unknown form of matter that was kept together by quantum effects. One researcher even noted that SCP-682 looked like it enjoyed the experience.
What?
SCP-682 has even endured an attack from SCP-1, Dr. Clef's proposal, who was able to erase things from existence with its sun temperature rivaling sword. It can create localized space-time anomalies similar to a black hole. It can become two separate entities if it were to be cut apart. It can change its makeup from organic to inorganic or vice versa at will.
682 can do
having
this?
its consciousness destroyed. It can resist mind manipulation. And it can survive having its consciousness broken down by SCP-3000 secretions that break down minds. And one of the most shocking things is that it was able to survive being an SCP-3930, a non-existent void that somehow still exists and breaks down things into non-existence.
It survived all of that? What? That is actually insane, bro. SCP-682 is undefeated by all these powerful entities. Y'all might be right. SCP-682 might be able to beat my favorite anime character, but I got Anos and Rimuru giving him a great fight. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be very controversial, but I do have a question. Can SCP-682 beat Sun Wukong? I mean, if it can adapt to anything, I feel like it would beat Sun Wukong too, bro. It literally beat a book that was made to defeat it. I might join the bandwagon and say it can defeat any character out there. That's how crazy that is. I have been shocked to see it change the title of that long ass book. That's when I came to the conclusion that SCP-682 cannot lose a fight. It cannot be killed.
There are many more shenanigans that SCP-682 has gotten into,
More?
but they are too numerous to have in just one video.
Wow.
But I'd highly recommend checking out its extermination log to get a broader idea of how crazy its adaptability is.
You've taught me a lot already.
Think of any ability in fiction, and SCP-682 has either adapted to it or absorbed it before. Hell, even if you were to banish it, that still wouldn't work since it was teleported away somewhere else and still came back.
How?
But why is SCP-682 so hard to kill? Well, there are multiple theories, with one of them being that SCP-682 is like a heart of the universe, in which there are no life-supporting universes that do not have SCP-682, inferring that the entity is important or somewhat vital to life in the universe. And this is further implied by SCP-2935, an universe with no living matter, having a dead SCP-682 avatar. Dr. Gears even stated the following: "It is a thing which has somehow formed a shell or growth that we have numbered SCP-682. What it is, I have no idea, but I doubt it normally has a form we could call corporeal. Anything dealing with normal biological processes does not count with SCP-682. Hurting it is like shaving the hair off a human. Annoying, but not deadly.
Wow.
Time, space, and states of matter must function very differently wherever this thing is from, and it is functioning on those rules, not ours. It's like playing checkers against someone playing chess. It's the same board, but the rules and pieces are totally different." Another doctor even described it in the following manner: "It is like poking your finger into a balloon. You're inside it, but still outside of it. They are projecting into our reality, and causing all kinds of problems when our reality tries to comprehend them. It's like in programming. When you request a pixel that isn't there, it makes the whole system go haywire."
Why is the doctor redacted? That is the type of stuff that scares me, because why is it redacted, bruh? Why did he need to hide his name for? Nah, I'm starting to think some of this is real, bro.
SCP-682 might not be traditionally able to like blow up a planet or whatever, but it can certainly adapt to those levels, and in one story, it was able to consume everything in the universe over time. But as the aforementioned quotes infer, SCP-682 is indeed a higher dimensional entity, and its destruction capability is hitherto undreamt of. This would make sense since SCP-682 has multiple higher dimensional forms.
And this is 682 right here on screen. This is kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of frightening.
Since SCP-682 has multiple higher dimensional forms, one of them, known as a Leviathan, was able to damage the roots of the Tree of Knowledge, a tree that exists beyond the scopes of the SCP multiverses, making this already a hyperversal to outerversal level feat, given that there are implications that the library is platonic, which basically means it embodies the essence or blueprint of virtually anything that exists to every level of reality. So picture a table, or a bullet, or an apple. Its basic design will be essentially the same regardless of its dimensionality. It is the perfect or the ideal form of something, which is another way to look at it. SCP-682 being able to damage the trees is insane, given that they transcend infinitely layered multiverses, each with uncountably infinite expanses in each uncountably infinite dimension. It's also revealed that there are infinite chains of infinite chains of infinite chains of infinite universes, and endless spirals in the multiverse.
What? What did you just say to me? What did he just say to me, bro? Infinite chains upon infinite chains upon infinite universes? Bro, I am stupid. Like, let's get that out the way. I am stupid. Some of this stuff I am very confused on. What do you mean infinite upon infinite upon infinite? My brain can't handle this type of knowledge right now, bro. I come up here to entertain and say stupid stuff, not to learn, and I feel like I'm learning too much right now.
There are also beyond Aleph Null levels of existential planes, which have an even larger amount of existential axes.
What is that word that he just said? Aleph Null? What does that mean, chat? See, bro, this is where I don't understand. Y'all gonna really think I'm stupid. Aleph Null, I've never heard that before. This is where I start to lose my concept of reality, because these words are not making sense to me. I have no idea what they mean.
Easily making the destruction an outer to high outer versal level feat, which is really insane to think about.
Yeah.
So as you can see, the SCP multiverse is huge, but there's more realms that exist outside of it that SCP-682 is able to affect and envelop. That is where its even higher form, SCP-6820-A, steps into the fray.
Leviathan?
SCP-6820 is basically a super weapon made to destroy the concept or the idea of SCP-6820-A from the noosphere, because it was so large it wasn't native to it. It is also stated that its data pattern resembled that of fungi, plant, and animal groups.
Oh, it can adapt to anything.
That of reptiles.
Because they have like high adaptability, right? I feel like I shouldn't even say nothing the rest of the video, because everything I say is about to be looking stupid as I feel like I was doing really well in the beginning of the video, and then as the video progressed, I just got dumber and dumber. I don't like this feeling, chat. I don't like it at all.
However, it seems that in the process of trying to destroy this other entity, SCP-6820 deceived the Foundation and was set to be decommissioned as soon as possible. And the entity has been further described as follows. SCP-6820-A is an extremely dense thought. It is a hate-centric hyperlogical memeplex that can be roughly described as the difference between life and death. Its memeplex contains several smaller concepts within its description, including, but not limited to, a theoretical process for large-scale, localized entropy inversion, the particular physical properties of hatred, the molecular structure of hydrochloric acid.
What the f is this word? Oh my god! Entropy inversion? Who the f made that word, bro? What the fuck? Why did y'all ask me to check this out, bro? I can't keep doing this, bro.
The molecular structure of hydrochloric acid, the quality of adaptiveness, and the state of being vaguely reptilian.
Yes.
So something interesting to note here is that these smaller concepts explain why SCP-682 looks vaguely reptilian in most of its iterations, why hydrochloric acid is the only thing that keeps it at bay, and why it can adapt to virtually everything. In other words, the very concept of looking reptilian, adapting, and hatred feed the very fundamentals of SCP-682 and its larger conceptual form, SCP-6820-A. And it outright negated its effects that made it so that it was expunged from the noosphere, or the realm of human thought that's on a similar, arguably higher level than the Tree of Life and Knowledge, which stands above the infinite multiverse clusters. It is so powerful it is also described as being a constant, which is described in the following manner. The antagonists of this quest are the constants, the multiversal algorithms defining big narrative ideas and elements for all timelines, and they manifest as the most anomalous, least understood eldritch creatures and big bads of the SCP-verse. In other words,
Yes.
SCP-682-A and other constants are able to affect and transcend the noosphere because they are too large of a concept to be understood, and so, these constants encompass the larger infosphere, a realm which includes all forms of thought, including ones that are outside of human perception.
There we go. Infosphere. I get it. That's a realm of all thought, because info and sphere. Chat, I'm not gonna lie. I lost the plot a long time ago, bro. I've learned a lot, and I feel like I've learned too much for a nigga that's not in school no more, bro. And I know, like, y'all probably like, bro, True, this is basic knowledge. No, it's not. Not to me, bro. Not to me. I've never heard some of these words before in my life. Sorry, I was about to crash out on y'all. I do apologize. But, bro, I don't know what some of these words mean, and I've been trying to pay attention. This is why I checked out SCP Explained. The pretty pictures and the stick figures help out my life to understand what's happening. This is like a whole bunch of information being thrown at me at once, and my ass is trying to grab all the information, and now I'm just confused. I'm just confused, bro. But I understand that SCP-682 is strong. He's strong as hell. He can adapt to anything.
But what constant is SCP-6820-A? Well, it is a constant of termination and defines the boundary between life and death. SCP-6820-A is also described as being a Tier 4 being, which greatly transcends baseline reality, deities, abstract thoughts, and concepts. Admittedly, baseline SCP-682 is not that impressive in terms of destructive capacity, durability, or speed, but its adaptability and potential make it extremely hard to deal with in a battle.
Understood.
Although SCP-682's avatar has been killed in some stories and files like with SCP-2935, for the most part, nothing has been able to kill it. Whether you attack this thing physically, mentally, spiritually, conceptually, mathematically, existentially, or whatever you can think of, it can adapt to it if need be.
Yeah.
Its Leviathan form is capable of damaging roots of the Tree of Knowledge and arguably outer-versal structure that stands atop the Grand SCP Multiverse. In one scenario, SCP-682 had neutralized 95% of all SCPs, and even SCP-3812, an anomalous entity whose whole gimmick is to transcend infinite stacks of narratives infinitely.
SCP-682 destroyed what? He said 95% of all SCPs? That's all I needed to hear. SCP-682 is actually like that. That's why y'all told me to check out this video. Long story short, SCP-682 is really like that. This ugly ass lizard can adapt to anything.
Was forced into a confrontation with SCP-682 and stalemated it, basically. Which is freaking crazy because SCP-3812 is easily a high outer-versal being to potentially boundless depending on how you look at it.
Doesn't surprise me.
Of course, in its true form or its conceptually transcendent form, SCP-6820-A is too large for the noosphere and by effect would also transcend SCP-7650. A construct that resides within the human noosphere, which conceptually encompasses all circle sphere objects, whether they be a two-dimensional circle, a three-dimensional sphere, a fourth-dimensional hypersphere, and any and all hyperdimensional sphere-like objects, with said hyperdimension extending to all possible uncountables prior to the inaccessible cardinal. It's also worth to note that SCP-6820-A also infinitely transcends complex beings such as SCP-5712.
What is that?
An entity who was actually powerful enough to affect the noosphere and would have consumed it entirely over time. It's crazy to think about because even as strong as SCP-5712 is, who is basically going Broly mode on the noosphere, is nothing more than a bottom feeder compared to the much larger threats such as SCP-3125, the constant of chaos itself, or a manifestation of it, which is associated with the fifth religion in the SCP multiverse. He would also likely—
There's a SCP religion? Yo, this SCP stuff gets deep. I did not think I was gonna learn all of this today. This was not on my checklist. I was not expecting this. They have a religion for certain SCPs. Is that what I'm hearing?
Which is associated with the fifth religion in the SCP multiverse. He would also likely scale above SCP-2317's higher dimensional form, who once it entered the infosphere, it managed to fight off multitudes of beings that would scale much infinitely higher than SCP-5712. Making SCP-6820-A at the very least a high outer-versal level being, but I've seen people argue it is boundless or beyond the tiering system.
I cannot believe y'all got my dumb ass to watch that video. I am more confused than ever, bro. Some of those words, I promise you, I've never seen in my life. If y'all want to see more stuff like this and want to see more videos of me getting confused, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe to that bell. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Thanks for watching.